You know, my dad fell short of the mark. He did, you know. He had a lot of great qualities
Absolutely.
that I think we both appreciated and
Yeah.
could learn from. But he had a couple of tough qualities that hurt us and hurt my mother. But we found people in our relationships, in our lives. And Mr. Rod, like you said, is one of them, Father Maoni. But I think it's almost a story I'd want anyone to know who knows me and Gabe, that we were just fortunate in our lives to find these great people who took us under their wing, you know, and just helped us.
I'm glad Dad had the opportunity to go to confession towards the end of his life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to tell you a story about that. Gabe is the priest, obviously. But before he became a priest, he really had a deep spirituality, much deeper than mine. And this is not to say he's better than me or I'm better than him, but it's accurate. There's a practice in the Catholic Church that I think is done in honor of a very well-known saint, Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque. And it's a tradition of going to Mass on the 9 first Fridays of 9 months consecutively. And it sounds like hocus pocus, like it's magic. You do this and you get to heaven free. It's not that simple. But that she made this promise that if you make these 9 First Friday devotions, you won't leave this world until God has had a chance to help you with the passage. And my father had stopped going to church. He was still an alcoholic when he died. He died at the age of 43 from cirrhosis of the liver. We sort of talk about how he never drank hard liquor, always beer. He had coasters on his bedside. Gabe took him for 9 First Fridays before he died.
He did make the 9 First Fridays.
And Gabe did it. And so I always think it's one of the things to not think that his vocation just happened, you know, when he decided to join the Capuchins. He had a spirituality which I think is really great. I mean, and you know, you can thank our grandmother and other people, but thanking him too.
One of Chesterton's lines was, where religion would have driven men to madness, theology kept them sane. And the religion, you can be a religious fanatic, and we all know examples of that. But theology tries to explain it. And I look at my father, in fact, I think I told you this, I didn't learn until after I was a priest that a dog Gerard and I had was thrown out the window by my father in a drunken stupor on a Saturday night. The guy next door was a contractor, Roger Albanese, and he had, you know, all different colors paint. So I wake up on Sunday morning. I must have been, well, we were still at 309
Yeah,
Second
309
Street,
Second
so I had
Street,
to be
yeah.
about 10 years old.
That's right.
His mom was Trigger, and Trigger ran away. So my mother lied to us, which she had to. I understand now. So it was a Sunday, so I couldn't find a dog. So I called Frank Matola, who was my best friend, and we went to Mass. Frank, you got to pray for the dog. But the reason why I brought up Roger Albanese was that there was some red spots down on the ground. And my mother said, oh, it's probably paint from this. Anyway, fast forward, I didn't learn until after I was ordained a priest.
Oh, many years
that
later.
My father threw the dog away. And all I kept thinking about, here's my mother sending me out, knowing I can't find the dog. But,
easy
you
to
know,
be
I
angry.
realized
Right.
what was going on.